You've been showing up, you're posting, you're learning and improving, but maybe your views haven't caught up yet. Don't panic, because in this video, I'm going to give you a 5-step way to audit your last 5 videos on your channel to see what's working and what's not working. This is day 20 of the Creator Breakthrough series, and if you're watching this later, every video is numbered and organized into a playlist. So go back to day 1 and move through it step by step. Today, I'll show you a simple way to review your last 5 videos so you can grow faster without spreadsheets, stress, or comparison. Top creators don't rely on inspiration, they rely on iteration. They study what held attention, what lost it, what made viewers comment, and then they simply do more of what works. I've seen creators grow 10 times faster after doing one focused mini audit because they stopped guessing and started using feedback as a compass. Let's walk through this together. You can do this whole thing in less than 30 minutes. Here's your 5-point mini audit system. 1, hook retention. 2, watch time. 3, click-through rate. 4, engagement quality. 5, takeaway consistency. So step number 1 is hook retention. How many people stay past the first 30 seconds is your hook retention. It tells you if your intro is strong enough to earn the viewer's watching time. Most beginners don't realize this, but the first 30 seconds determines the entire trajectory of your video. If people drop off early, YouTube stops showing your video, even if the rest of it is amazing. So how to check your hook retention? It's super easy. Open up YouTube Studio, click on Content, your list of videos, and then open a video and click on its analytics and scroll all the way down to the retention graph at the bottom. If you didn't get many views, it will say not enough information to display. But if you got views on the video, you should see the retention graph. And what you want to look at with the retention graph is find the point labeled 30 seconds. This tells you the exact percentage of viewers who stayed long enough to actually judge your video. So how do you interpret the number? 65% plus, 65 or more retention at 30 seconds equals a strong hook. Your intro pulled people in, you earned trust quickly, and they kept watching. 50 to 60% is decent but fixable. It's probably a slow sentence or a confusing start. Under 40% equals weak intro. Viewers didn't get the value fast enough, so they bounced out. Most beginners try to warm up or explain themselves first, but viewers don't know you yet, so they don't care about you until you give them a reason to. So ask yourself these questions when analyzing your intro. Did I start with a benefit or my bio? Did I make a clear promise in the first 5 seconds? Did I remove all the fluff before the payoff? Did I open a small curiosity loop? Like, for example, most creators get this wrong, ... And pro tip here, start your next video by teasing the transformation first, then introduce yourself. For example, by the end of this video, you'll know exactly the steps to fix your pacing. If your thumbnails aren't getting clicks, this one simple change will fix it. Then say your name. Hello, Saarenoja here. Once the viewer knows why they should care, they're happy to meet you. Then step 2, watch time, the real measure of value. Watch time tells you how long viewers actually stay with your content. It's not about how long your video is, it's about how long people choose to keep watching. Most beginners think views matter most, but YouTube cares far more about watch time because it shows your content is valuable and that your pacing is strong and that viewers feel satisfied and that people aren't leaving for someone else. If your watch time is higher than similar videos in your niche, YouTube pushes you harder. So how to check watch time? Open YouTube Studio, go to your analytics, and click engagement. Look for average view duration, AVD, and average percentage viewed. These two numbers tell you how many minutes people watched, what percentage of your video they completed. Both matter. What to aim for? These aren't exact rules, just smart targets for beginners. For 8 to 10 minute videos, a 50% or more average percentage viewed means people watch around 4 to 5 minutes of your video, which is excellent. For shorts, 70% or more retention. Shorts move fast, and strong retention loop helps YouTube show it to a wider audience. Here's how you learn from your data. Don't just look at the numbers. Compare your top performing videos, your lowest performing videos, and then ask yourself, did the high performer move faster? Were the visuals more interesting? Did I remove fluff in the better video? Was the topic clearer or more relevant? Or did I speak with more energy? And rewatch your best performing videos all the way through. If you start getting bored, your audience definitely did too. Most people don't realize that small tweaks can make a huge difference. For example, improving your pacing, your visuals, your clarity, your transitions between topics, Removing slow sections from your videos can boost your watch time by 10 to 15% almost instantly. And that improvement alone can be the difference between a video dying versus a video getting recommended for weeks. So step number 3, once you understand how long people stay, the next question becomes, why did they click in the first place? Because your click-through rate, CTR, is what brings viewers into the video, and watch time is what makes them stay. Your click-through rate shows how appealing your title and thumbnail are, because you can't get watch time without earning the click. So how do you check your click-through rate? You go to your analytics, you click on the See More button below the graph that shows up, and on the far right-hand side, you'll see impression click-through rate, and that is the average for the last 30 days. 5 to 10% is solid. 10+% is excellent. So if you're below that, you want to improve it. So compare your highest and lowest CTR videos. What emotion or tension did the strongest ones communicate? And what felt too generic on the weak ones? For example, here's a high CTR title: Why Your Videos Don't Get Views Yet. That's curiosity and tension. A low CTR title would be YouTube Tips for Beginners. It's just too broad, and it's straightforward. But clicks alone don't build a community. What happens after they click tells a much deeper story. Step 4, engagement quality. Did people feel something when they watched your videos? Engagement quality shows emotion, because people don't comment unless something moved them, something resonated with them enough that they commented. So how do you evaluate this? Sort your last 5 videos by comments and likes. Read the comments for tone and depth. Look for recurring names. Those are your early superfans. Notice which topics sparked stories, questions, or emotions from your audience. And plan more content around what sparked connection. YouTube favors videos that spark real conversations, because those videos produce stronger engagement and satisfaction signals than generic comments. And all of this only works when your video actually delivers on your title's promise. Step 5, takeaway consistency. Did you deliver the promise? This is the true test of a successful video. Your thumbnail and title make a promise. Your video must deliver that promise clearly and quickly. If the viewer feels even slightly misled, they won't return, even if they watch the whole thing out of curiosity. So here's how to check your promise delivery. Number 1, put your video on one side and your title and thumbnail on the other. Ask, does my intro match the promise? Did I solve the problem I said I would solve? Did I go off track? Secondly, look for any moment where you drifted. Beginners often tend to over-explain, totally guilty of this myself when I started my channel, add extra stories, they try to teach everything at once, and they add unrelated tips. These all dilute satisfaction. When you try to jam-pack your videos with everything you know, it's too much information, and you could make that into multiple videos. But anyway, step number 3, make sure your main takeaway is obvious. A clear takeaway equals a viewer who trusts you. A confused takeaway equals a viewer who never clicks back again because it's too confusing and they didn't get anything from your video. So the tips to stay consistent is ask yourself before filming, what's one transformation I am promising with this video? And then open the video by restating that promise. It anchors the viewer and your script. Remove anything that doesn't support that main idea. If it's not helping the promise, cut it out. I know it seems harsh, but it will help with everything. Use visuals or verbal checkpoints. For example, here's the part that solves the problem, ... Or this is the key step I mentioned in the title, so pay attention. These reinforce alignment and keep viewers satisfied. And this matters more than you realize. When your title and your thumbnail and your intro and your content and your takeaway all match perfectly, YouTube sees highest watch time. There's lower drop-offs, there's satisfied viewer feedback, there's more returning traffic, and this massively increases the chances your YouTube recommends your next video. So here's some homework for you today. Open YouTube Studio, review your last 5 videos using the 5-step checklist. Write down 3 things you'll improve this week, and 1 thing you'll keep doing because it's working. And comment your biggest insight below. What surprised you most? Help others learn through the comments in this channel. So Subscribe and keep going with the Creator Breakthrough series. And in the next video, day 21, we're zooming out and talking about momentum, how to stay consistent, creative, and energized for the long run. Because growth doesn't happen overnight and it doesn't happen from guessing. It happens from seeing clearly and improving fast and continually posting videos. So I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.